Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be sharing with you our next fall themed, Halloween themed music activity, which is a listening map to a famous piece of music called Danse Macabre. Danse Macabre was written by Camille Saint-Saëns, and if you remember watching and listening to Carnival of the Animals with me, it is the same composer. Composer is somebody who writes music. This piece of music is very different, though. It's very dramatic, and it is all about basically a party on Halloween night. The clock strikes 12, and the ghosts and the skeletons and the witches all come alive to have a party with each other. And they laugh and they talk and they dance and they just have a grand old time all night long. And the music starts slow and soft, and gradually it builds as more things start to happen during this party. As you can see right here, everybody is in their grave because everybody's dead. And then the clock strikes 12. And then all of a sudden, everybody starts to wake up, which is represented by the footprints. And the violin is the instrument that wakes everybody up, and he screeches his violin to get everybody up and about and moving around with each other. And then we start with all of the themes of this song, and you will see a couple of different themes. And the first theme is the skeleton theme that is repeated. Then you will hear the witch's theme that is also repeated with the line and two dots. And then we go back to the skeleton, and again we hear the violin, which is death. The violin is death, and he's yelling or hooting and hollering and saying, "Oh, this is great," and having a grand old time with everybody. And then you will notice that we come back to the skeletons and the witches over here, but all of a sudden there's three instead of one big one. So that probably means that the theme is the same, but maybe it sounds a little bit different, as with the ghosts over here. Theme will be repeated, but it probably sounds a little bit different. Maybe there are more instruments, whereas over here, there might have been only one or two. So be listening to that when you hear the actual song, and I play it for you soon. So then next we have the skeletons with xylophones. That's why you see the picture of the xylophones. And then we have the ghosts again, but now we have four of them. So the theme is the same, but the sound is probably changing a little bit more. And then the pumpkin comes into play over here because you can't leave the pumpkin out of the party, obviously. Okay? So I know I'm moving myself all around over here, but I want you to be able to see this whole listening map. All right? And this is the way that it goes. This is the direction. You see all of these skeletons here with swirls, so that means that you're probably going to hear lots of other instruments doing some wild and crazy things and weaving in and out of that theme. And then we go back to the ghosts, and the ghosts are bigger, so maybe that means that things are getting louder. Moving over to the skeletons again with the xylophones. I think the xylophones are a perfect instrument to represent those skeletons because they can make that like bony, clinking type sound. And then you will see here skeletons and ghosts together, which means that those two themes have probably intertwined and have come together. We see this right here. That's called the timpani or the kettle drum. So there's going to probably be a big drum part, and I love this part. Not to give anything away, but it's one of my favorite parts. Again, skeleton theme repeated. Back to the violin. And then right here next to the violin, it looks like a violin again, but it's not. It's a little bit bigger, and that is called the viola. The viola is a little bit bigger than the violin, which means that it's going to sound a little bit lower, okay? And this right here is representing the song getting louder, which also means here crescendo is to gradually get louder, and very excited about the trumpet making an appearance in this piece of music with an exclamation mark, which means there's probably going to be a huge climax, fortissimo, as loud as it can be, back to our skeleton and ghost theme together, faster, 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 louder, 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 and then we have this cymbal here, which, oops,